Dr. Jane Adler, co-author of Realizing the Promise and developer of the 7-Step System for Managing Change in the Clinical Practice. In this 10-minute video, I'll give you some specific training principles that are critical for rapid and successful EHR adoption. This information can help you whether you're a practice owner, a healthcare administrator, an IT vendor, or anyone responsible for getting electronic record systems implemented in healthcare. Now, if you've read any of our information or heard us speak in the past, you already know that there's a huge gap between simply installing an electronic record system and getting physicians and staff to use the system to enhance clinical outcomes and boost the bottom line. You know that there are 3 parts to successful EHR adoption. Not only do you need the right technology, but you need the right change management strategy, and you need the right training and support. Today, I'm going to focus on the training and support piece of the EHR puzzle. In the first steps of our system, we use proven change management strategies to build physician and staff motivation and get attitudes going in the right direction. You don't want to destroy that with the wrong approach to training. When training isn't done right, the results are bad for everyone. For EHR vendors, the results are overburdened call centers, dissatisfied customers, and poor customer service ratings. For practices and healthcare facilities, the results of ineffective training are prolonged and stalled implementations, reduced productivity, low returns on investment, and all too often, failed EHR projects. At the end of the day, when training isn't done right, everybody ends up with wasted time and wasted money. Now let me show you where training fits into the process so you can see how it impacts results. If you're not familiar with the 7-step system, it's a good idea to stop this video right now and first go back and watch our 11-minute video on the hidden barrier to EHR adoption. Our first diagram shows how physician and staff attitudes and behaviors are critical to successful adoption of electronic record systems and getting maximum benefits from the technology. If you followed our 7-step system, the change management strategies have built the right attitudes as well as communication and collaboration. At this point, physicians and staff need to know how to use the technology in their day-to-day work. Without knowing how to use it and how to adapt to changing workflows, they will never be able to adopt the technology or get the results you want from the system. Our second diagram shows a successful adoption cycle. Effective change management strategies build staff motivation and collaboration. But in order to benefit from and further build this motivation, staff members need the right training. The right training, combined with the right attitudes, make early positive results more likely. These early wins will lead to greater physician commitment and motivation for EHR adoption, and greater physician enthusiasm for training as well. So once you've established a base of motivation, communication, and collaboration, getting everyone in your organization not just using the technology, but proficient and really confident with it, needs to be the top priority. Otherwise, you'll lose this motivation and support faster than you can imagine. Now I'm going to give you a few principles of expert performance psychology and adult learning theory that you can use right away to get the best possible results from your EHR training program. First, it's likely that your physicians and staff will have a wide range of experience and competency with technology. It's also likely that they won't all learn the same way. Some of them will learn by reading information, others by hearing it, and others still will learn by seeing it demonstrated. So offering a one-size-fits-all training program for everyone in the practice, or even separating the various departments like your registration staff, nursing, physicians, billing, and then holding training sessions for everyone in each of those groups isn't going to get you the best results either. Your more technologically advanced staff members will quickly become bored by the very training that your less advanced staff members really want. But if you train everyone on advanced skills too soon, you're going to turn off many of your less advanced physicians and staff. You get the best results when you offer a number of different options for learning the information, and when you allow participants to direct themselves to the learning tools and levels that fit best for them. So that's our first two principles. Adults learn in different ways and at different speeds, and adults benefit from self-directed learning. If you set things up so that people can learn the way that works best for them, so they can make some decisions and have some control over the process, you increase their buy-in and motivation and their sense of ownership over the whole learning process. When you do this, for example, a group of nurses might decide to get together and review a training module during a break, with the more proficient nurses helping the others learn, while a physician might decide to complete online learning modules at home, after work, or during the weekend. Another benefit of offering different self-directed learning options is that physicians and staff members can access this learning during time that isn't needed for patient care or practice operations, and when it fits best into their schedule. One Southwestern hospital found that when they broke down their 2 lengthy physician training sessions into a number of shorter, smaller sessions that were easier to fit into the schedule, physicians were more enthusiastic and more self-directed about participating in the training. Now, as I said earlier, everyone needs to have motivation, and you also need a clear project timeline and target completion dates as well. But those are part of the change management component, and effective change management is critical if you're going to get these training strategies to work. Our third principle is that adults have their ego involved in learning, and this is particularly important when it comes to technology. Different people will have different degrees of competence, and you need to make sure that no one feels judged during the training. So a non-threatening environment is very important, and that's another good reason to offer people different options for learning how to use the system. Fourth, to go beyond basic learning, to develop real proficiency, adult learners need hands-on experience. Reading, listening to training programs, attending live instruction sessions, or viewing online tutorials is fine for a start. But it's practice that leads to proficiency, and not just any practice, deliberate practice. Research in expert performance has found that simply going through the motions of an activity is not going to develop proficiency. Instead, adults need to practice skills in real-world type settings, like a tennis player or a golfer hitting a real ball, not just taking practice swings. So designing training to simulate your physician or staff members' day-to-day activities and the actual workflow that exists in your specific healthcare facility will help them become proficient far more rapidly. The fifth principle is feedback. Research in expert performance psychology has found that no one improves significantly without feedback, and the more immediate the feedback, the faster the results. In golf, for example, when you're hitting with a real ball, you can see where the ball is going. You can then adjust your swing in order to get a better result. When it comes to EHR learning, feedback can come from an automated simulation experience, or it can come from a live person, but it needs to be specific and actionable feedback. It needs to be given as soon as possible, and it needs to help users get better results right away and avoid getting frustrated with the system. By providing feedback this way, everyone in your practice or healthcare facility can leave each training experience feeling satisfied. These positive feelings will lead to greater motivation for further training and for using the electronic record system. And the final principle I'll talk with you about today is coaching. Top performers in every field know that having a coach helps you achieve a higher level of performance far more rapidly. And having a coach can save hours of trial and error learning. For those in your practice or healthcare facility who need to take a leadership role in the transition, for those physicians or staff members who have to adjust to workflow changes, And for physicians and providers who need to maintain patient productivity, but also need something extra to become proficient with the technology, access to coaching on an as-needed basis can significantly accelerate adoption and speed your return on your technology investment. Providing ongoing access to coaching is also very important if you want to sustain high performance in your physicians and staff members as technology and practice workflow changes occur. And I'm sure you well know these changes are inevitable. Now, there's a lot more to expert performance psychology and to learning theory. But if you keep these few principles in mind as you develop and go through your EHR training program, they will help you significantly in getting your physicians and staff members rapidly proficient with your EHR system. And of course, proficiency is key to getting clinical and bottom line results. Many practices and healthcare facilities have invested significant amounts of time and money in extensive EHR system training, only to find that their physicians and staff members have not achieved the level of proficiency they need. And this does not need to happen. I hope you found this information useful and actionable. We have more insights for you on successful EHR adoption available at our website, neovistahealth.com. I hope you'll stop by, and as always, I wish you the best of success.